Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a scroll view in your application, for example trophies in this example. So I'm going to use this example and just walk you through step by step because it takes more than 10 minutes to do in a way because it's a complicated process in Interface Builder. So here's what we're going to make. It's just this type thing, but it'll go for more distance because it scrolls. So I mean, like, this will become a scroll view. So let's go to Xcode. So you would do File, New Project, or you'd click on Xcode, and you go File, New Project, and then make a new views-based application and call it, scroll view. Well, we call it scroll view, yeah. So you do that, and then so when you're done with that, you get this, and you'd open up UIScrollView viewcontroller.h. Actually, first off, you go into the info.plist, which is down here in the resources portion, and you'd find the initial interface orientation and make it landscape right. How you do that is you go to this plus, it'll open a new, well, you have to do it, you open a plus, it'll open a new row, and then you find initial interface orientation, and you go landscape, you understand. And now it's bugging up on me. Cancel. Alright, so that's how you would do that. I already did it. And then you go into the UIScrollView viewcontroller.h, and you make an IB outlet, UIScrollView, and then call it the scroller. Or whatever you want, really, doesn't matter. And then you make a property of it, so it's in memory, basically. And you can use it later. So add property, and you do the exact same thing, except you add property, non-atomic retain. Alright, so then you'd open your UIScrollView viewcontroller.m, and then you'd uncomment should auto rotate to interface orientation, UI interface. You uncomment all that, and then you change where it says return interface orientation equals UI interface orientation portrait. You change that to landscape right, like I did. And then you go ahead and at the top you synthesize your thing that you did in your property, so whatever you called it, so you synthesize it. And at the bottom you also deallocate it, so you get rid of it in memory. Alright, so then you open the interface builder document, and you won't have any of this, but how I did this is I dragged in a label from here, so I was just like dragging in a label like that. And then you also change the color of the view to white, and then you drag in a scroll view, which is right here in the library. Scroll view. You just drag it in. Alright, so I dragged it in to about this size right here. Doesn't go any bigger than that, but I mean it can. But I just made mine about 480. And then to add the trophies, these are just buttons, but you can use anything. You can use labels. So like here in this example, I'll just drag a label in just to explain what I'm doing. So you drag a label in right here, and you call it label 1. You're just gonna make that number 1. It doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna duplicate it and make a number 2 over here. Alright, but we can't see where we're gonna put number 3. So there's 2 ways to do this. One is you get this and you change its x coordinate to be bigger than the frame. This is only 480, this window. So let's make it 520. See, oh wait, we didn't duplicate it yet. So let's go back. Alright, so we have to duplicate the 2. And let's line it up with the 2 and the 1. And then just make it 520. And you see how it disappears? And then we can change it to 3. So now if we were to scroll, we would see that. Another way you could do that is you could do the exact same thing. You could duplicate it, line it up, make it the number, you make it the number 3, and see when you can't get any farther, right? So what the main way to do it is to drag your scroll view off that way so you can't see the other side of it. And here's some more images I've added just for the sake of example. And then just drag the 3, well this is the 3 we just made, so that's earlier, so and then you just duplicate that, you'd make this one a 4, and you drag it over here. Alright, so you did all that. Okay, so before we leave Interface Builder, we have to link up our scroll view to the scroller that we made in our interface. So you go from the scroller to our scroll view, so we can set the size of it. And then we want the scrolling to start at the very beginning, but if you don't, like, say you wanted to start at the yellow trophy, you just put the yellow trophy in the middle like that, and then you could scroll either way. But for the purposes of this, we're going to make it start on the green trophy, which is the first one. Because it's how you naturally scroll on a scroll view when you first open one up. And let's change this back to 480 width. Alright, so you gotta know how far they go though. So see how the x coordinates on this one are 400? That's where this point crosses here. So we added a few more buttons. So ours went to about 1,000 virtually. So you can't go past 480, but it went to about, once it crosses this line, it continues to go over here to about 1,000 x coordinate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save Interface Builder, quit out of it, and then in our viewcontroller.m, we're gonna uncomment view did load, and write here. I'm gonna rewrite this just for showing it. So the scroller dot content size equals CG size make, and then you find the width of it, which is about 1,000, and then the height of it, which was about 230. That's how tall the scroll view was. So here, I'll show you what that measurement is really fast. Oh yeah. That measurement is from here to here, and you can find it by looking at the height. So it's 230. So let's go back in here and change this to 230. Get rid of the word height. Do that, save it, and build and run. And that should work. Oh, here's my audio recording. Alright, so here it is. Here's those 1, 2, and then you scroll and you see your 3, and then you see your 4. And that's the whole thing. I mean, that's all there is to it, but I found there's nothing better on it on the web, and everything else was for earlier versions of Xcode. So, hope that helps you. Leave comments or whatever. Peace.